Tiffany.
And I'm Mary Beth.
So good to see you. Welcome to Turning Pages. Today we're going to talk writing prompts and ways that you can actually get out from behind your desk and go out in the world and just write, without a lot of pressure, just to get your juices flowing, right? So we're going to focus on 3 areas, and we're going to give you some tasks of things that you might want to try. We're going to talk about how to work on dialogue, how to jumpstart characterization,
And then setting.
and enhance setting, all right? So for dialogue, we came up with 2 scenarios we think that could potentially help.
I think you should go into your favorite coffee shop and grab a drink and sit at a table and, look like you're working.
You can even put headphones in, right?
Yeah.
Put the music
But
on.
don't turn the music on so that you can hear what other people are talking about. And, don't consider it eavesdropping. Consider it research. Because people think when people are in public, they tend to forget that other people around them can hear what they're talking about. So you can hear all kinds of cringeworthy stories and some really interesting things. And then you always have the loud talkers who you could hear from across the room anyway.
Right. And I kind of think maybe approach it like fragments, right? Just jot down everything you're hearing without judgment and see if what is happening. There's a really good short story called Fragments where the main character is kind of like weaving in and out and he hears this, right? So I think you could kind of use that to jumpstart. You might be surprised that, even a character might pop in there or something a character might say or a mannerism. So believable dialogue is very difficult to write in the beginning, especially when you're so bogged down by your own plot and where you want it to go. So listen to how people are talking to each other.
Right,
and that's
right. You want the interactions, not even just the dialogue. If you can catch a look at them, check out their body language.
Don't be the creepy starer, but
right.
And then another way to work on dialogue is to go to a store, your favorite store, your least favorite store, and listen to an exchange between the salesperson and someone trying to make a return. People say all kinds of things when they're trying to make a return, right? My cat died, the dog peed on it, Uncle, Henry was over, and Merry Christmas, fa la la, right? They give you a story when most places will just take it back if you have the receipt. So listen to what people say and how they act when they're a little bit uncomfortable. It's a really good way to kind of get into a character's mind and how they talk.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's move on to the next.
So the next thing that we will kind of look at is setting and description. And Mary Beth, you had a good idea about what to do at night.
Right. Especially this time of year when it starts to get dark a little earlier, but it's not freezing out. I would say go outside once the sun has set and, maybe take your phone flashlight and a little book and write down what you hear, what you smell, what you can't see. Take a look at the shadows. Do they look like the trees or do they look like, some hulking monster in the corner of your yard?
Right. And I think it would be interesting too then to go back out in the morning and do the same activity.
Right.
Because the setting in your story is so important, and how it is during the morning, during the night, during the afternoon, during the 4 seasons even is so different. So if you can do that for a place that you know well, you'll be able to kind of translate that on.
I would agree, because remember sometimes that the setting can be a character. And you want it to be lush, and you want it,
to be complete and matter, right? And not just a room.
And don't forget smell.
Right.
Most people forget smell, and I think it can play a really important role in filling out a scene. And
kind of to that end, we also suggest everyone has a favorite spot, right? Maybe a park, maybe under a tree, wherever, even if it's your bedroom. Go to your favorite spot and just describe it in detail. Don't worry about action or characters or anything. Just describe everything, okay? And, the lines and the smells and like Mary Beth had touched on with going outside, when you're in a place that you love, you tend to absorb the energy of the place, and it's going to come alive for you.
And you're going to see it differently than, say, somebody else who is just walking by. And don't just tell me that, your curtains are pink. Tell me that they're, the blush of a girl whose crush winks at her. Be descriptive. That's the point.
Good job.
Why, thank you.
You must be a writer. Okay, so then the last thing we wanted to talk about is activities for characterization, okay? And again, your people watching skills, because one of the things in a writer's toolbox that is so important is our ability to observe, okay? So you want to people watch, but you want to people watch with intent to create a character sketch. So find somebody who's wearing something interesting or saying something interesting or smells interesting, okay? And then compile a character sketch and imagine, where did they come from?
Right.
Where are they going? Who's in their family? What do they do for a living?
Right.
All the same things you would do for any character, but do that for a person.
Right. I will tell you that one of my favorite places to people watch is Penn Station in New York. And I would often go in to be meeting friends and make it there before my friends. So I would sit on the stairs that lead up to Madison Square Garden and I would just watch people. And I found the things that interested me most were the couples. And especially the mismatched couples. And you're kind of like, how did he end up with her? Yes, yes. You know, and if you're wearing sunglasses, if you're out somewhere, you can watch a little more and not have to worry about that people realize they're being stared. I mean, don't be rude about it, but you know, make up these scenarios in your head based on what you see, what they might be doing. You know,
because I think it's interesting, you know, especially as young adult authors, you know, sometimes when I'm struggling to describe what they might be wearing, right? Because I don't dress like a 16-year-old. That would be a whole different show. But sometimes I'm like, and she had a cardigan and some loaf. No, you know, you have to make it authentic. So go to where those people are, and don't be a creeper stalker. Beach is good.
Don't go to
boardwalks are good. Fairs are good. You know, in the fall you've got so many things like that people are doing outside. Apple picking. Just, you know, make yourself get away from that computer. You know, especially when you're beating yourself up over not having a high word count and not doing what you need to do. These are just some exercises we kind of came up with, and we'd love to know, like, what do you do when you need to jumpstart any aspect of your story?
Share with us some of the answers to these prompts. You know, we would love to see them.
Yes.
Let us know your experiences.
And we'll do them too on our blog.
We'll put them up on the blog and we can compare notes.
Great. Thanks for joining us.
Keep turning those pages, literati.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.